The heavy hand, just in case anybody disagrees with that, was still being able to get along with sales and our customers. This is actually, it's hard to read, you guys, but it's just one of the compliments she got from Westheimer Plumbing, one of our customers in Houston, thanking her for a very supportive relationship over the years, and wishing her well in the future. Now, in addition to that kind of technical performance, I guess I'd call it, really, Adrianne leaves a very strong legacy related to the personal side. The mentoring of her coworkers and staff, the boundless energy she had. Sometimes I would suggest that she switch to decaf. That always fell on deaf ears. But in any event, she certainly filled us with a lot more laughter, dance, and memories than the typical employee that you worked with. She obviously showed Tanya all the right moves over the years, has nurtured her into being a fine credit and collection specialist and now lead in the department. And this is a
do you guys have your hair lengths all the same at all times?
This is actually an excellence award that we received from Masco a few years ago for actually being second. Masco's got like 17 business units. We historically are ranked second in terms of our receivables performance. Adrianne always debates us that the first one doesn't count, but in any event, it's excellent performance. She also had some pretty good moves out on the dance floor. You can see that Marco's learning some.
How do you do this?
We've got further video evidence of that coming up here in just a minute, you guys. Actually, Adrianne would show us all the right moves, even if she was wearing totally inappropriate clothes. I'm not quite sure what she was doing there. I really didn't want to ask. It didn't matter which event we were at. She was rolling. She was always the center of attraction, the star of the show. Indoors, outdoors, didn't much matter. Sometimes on the first floor, we would be sitting around and we'd hear an event upstairs that kind of sounded like a bowling tournament. We think this was part of the kind of line. Once again, Adrianne is here. Leads in the role, and looked like you guys were having a good time up there. I think one thing you'd always notice, every picture that has Adrianne in it, it's a very spontaneous moment. Everyone's smiling, laughing, having a good time. Makes for a memorable coworker. A few more examples, just this time out on the town. I'm not sure if this was over at Blue Water Grill or not. One of the many events, another outing with some of her coworkers. Here is, I tell you, one of the areas that Adrianne will be missed in is the Orange County Rescue Mission had a heck of a collector and fundraiser here when Adrianne was in charge. This is Adrianne and Patty after a really nice take over at Costco, I think.
Right. Yep.
After collecting maybe $700 or so out of.
I think we did over that.
Did you? $1,000 that year, and year after year, really did a nice job for the rescue mission there. Adrianne was once again the life of the party, even if she continued to wear totally inappropriate. I don't think this was obviously the Halloween event. She didn't win anything for that outfit.
Just a normal day.
Could be. Kind of thinking about it, you guys, a pretty strong legacy for 10 years here at Brass Tech. 10 years of dedication and putting the company first, 10 years of making sure that we stayed on the straight and narrow, never really wavered in our credit function, and did anything that put the company too much at risk. consistent achievement, top quartile performance year after year, boundless energy in anything she did, really strong mentoring to her staff and coworkers, and always laughter, dance, and memories. It's you can only sum it up with one word: boom. Now, a lot of us have been wondering what the next chapter is. We're really not quite sure ourselves. We know some of it, but we would like to hear from the star of the show here today as to what will go on next. What we do know is that Adrianne first went to Florida a couple times to kind of scope that out as a retirement area, and I think 2 doses of Florida humidity and seeing a few gators crawling around pretty much reminded her that California is a pretty good place to be. We know she'll spend a lot of quality time. She's got a beautiful family. Some here, some still in Chicago. But plenty of time for the fam. Actually, our apologies here. This picture looks like it was taken through a sock. In any event, we do know there's a fair amount of travel coming up in her future, particularly in just a couple of weeks. She'll be heading off to Africa, so we wish her well there.
I thought you were going to say that was taken during World War II.
That's why it's so grainy. In any event, we know that there'll be a lot of relaxation time during the years to come. And how about we give a toast here to Adrianne?
Yeah.
Now we do have another. Actually, let's see if we can key this up. We do have parting thoughts from the boss herself. And Drew, you might have to help me with this. We actually downloaded something off the internet.
Right.
And let's see if we can make you guys some work.
Blaine's right there.
I'm busy.
Adrianne bought a house in Leisure World.
Yes.
She is now one of the stars of the show for the Leisure World, what is it, monthly talent contest?
No, it's quarterly. They have a doo-wop club and they put on a show every quarter.
Okay. And
They asked me to be in it.
Where is that?
I don't know how they found out about me.
It was ironic that part of her most recent routine addressed retirement, so we thought we'd share her parting thoughts with you guys. Pretty good moves, huh? What we give up, you guys, Leisure World inherits. God bless Leisure World.
My son's getting a pool together to see how long it takes for them to kick me out.
Now we're going to, during cake, we're going to share with you guys a, not that cake. We're going to share with you guys a little dance video that's precious between Adrianne and Marco. But
Marco looks nervous.
we'll hold that to the cake part of the presentation. In the meantime, as we mentioned, Adrianne is actually heading off to Africa here in just a couple of weeks. We did get a couple of gifts for Adrianne here that we wanted her to enjoy on her trip. So John, you wanna present there?
Here, you open it.
Oh, a backpack.
For
Wow,
Africa.
very nice. I need one. I can take one too. This is a backpack. I will be using this. Thank you very much. One of the junk.
Now
Thank you.
we've
That
got
was very
a
thoughtful.
we've got a gift card either buried in the envelope or the backpack there to help pay some bills while you're over there.
Oh,
And,
thank you.
Our best and Godspeed in your trip.
What part of Africa are you visiting?
Oh, my goodness. Wow. My goodness. Thank you so much. Pesos.
John was just
Guys
whispering
are
as they're
so
void at midnight.
Adorable. Well, I have a few things to say.
Oh.
Okay. First of all, I just want you to say that I have really cherished, and I mean cherished, these last 10 years that I spent here. There have been good times, and there have been some bad ones, but then we won't go into Ron Foy. I will truly miss most of you. And the close friendships that I have developed they'll go outside Brass Tech. I'll stay friends with everybody that I'm friends with. And I know times are tough now. Sightline has become a verb. We've all been sightlined. But this is actually your time to shine. Because when I first came to Brass Tech, Avanti was even worse than Sightline, if you can imagine. Okay, and we developed auto invoicing and auto resale tax tracking and auto RMA systems. So yeah, I won't be here physically, but every credit form and every procedure, I'm in there. That's my legacy. These are things you can say when you work to make Sightline better. So okay, so be frustrated, but don't just complain, fix it. Make your legacy. And I have to say that the upstairs credit room was a golden space. Everyone knew they could come in there and vent, get something to eat, get some coffee, need a plate, need a fork, or just go to the credit room. It was like Vegas. Whatever happened in the credit room stayed in the credit room. There's no other room that has ever been like that in Brass Tech. And I hope, even though Ryan, Kat, and I will be gone, that it'll remain the same, that you find that as a place of an oasis to go to and eat and just relax, because sometimes you need it. And you know, a lot of you don't even know what a credit manager does, so I'm going to tell you a little story. I went to a circus one day, and there was a barker there, and he offered $1,000 to anyone who could come up and squeeze more juice out of an already squeezed orange. Well, there was a muscle man, he was huge. He came up and he squeezed and he squeezed, not a drop, not a drop. Then there was a contractor, he had a big hammer and he was hitting it, not a drop. And I said, well, I can try it. And he looked at me and he went, you? And I went, yeah, I can do it. And I went up and squeezed the orange and this huge puddle came out. And he went, how did you do that? And I went, I'm a credit manager. Because we can do anything. And my team is the best. And I thank them for always making me look so good. And even though Kat wasn't my employee, I adopted her. She was amazing. She was always smiling, and even though with her tremendous workload, she always had time to make sure nobody missed their birthday. We had some great parties up there. And my boss, John, What can I say about John? That already hasn't been muttered under everyone's breath in this room. He is one of a kind.